So, you guys read the title? The new newsletter is out. It's very exciting, and this newsletter actually gives us some insights to when the chapter will release. So, if we look at it here, we will see at the top it says Undertale and Deltarune Summer 2024 Newsletter, Deltarune Progress Update. We have a cute little animation of Toriel here with the annoying dog in her picnic basket. All of these characters are in their summer clothes. And then we have the text starting. We see that Toby wrote this only a few days ago, only about a week ago. And we can tell that all of the maps are done, all of the battles are playable, and a lot of stuff with Chapter 4 is done. But quite a bit still isn't, of course. Now, even if Toby doesn't give the chairs names, the fandom will. So he probably doesn't even have to worry about that. And we can see that Chapter 3 and 4 as a package are longer than Chapter 1 and 2 as a package. And by how Toby worded it, longer by quite a lot. Chapter 5 probably will come out a year after Chapter 3 and 4 because people are already working on it. And they still gotta polish Chapter 4 and stuff. And then we got Sans and Papyrus here in their swim gear. Papyrus just needs goggles and a swim cap, nothing else. And Sans is in full-out scuba gear. And I love this little gif here because you can just really see the expressions that they're trying to get. So we can see, as it says, that is birdseed on sticks. And they're cooking it over a campfire. Susie and Chris see nothing wrong with it and have eaten weirder things. Birdly sees nothing wrong with it because he's a bird. And Noelle here doesn't want to eat it for pretty obvious reasons. I mean, I think deer would eat it in real life, but, she doesn't want to eat it. We see that it's not going to come out really soon, and there's reasons, because paid release stuff, and it actually supports when I think it's going to come out, which I'll talk about later. And we got a cute little Alphys thing down here. Looks like she's out on a jog, and there's a little Mettaton guy there. And complimenting the thing up there, we got Susie and Chris roasting some dark candy marshmallow things over a little candle flame on Rousey's hat. Yeah, up here we see creating the chapters is only the first step. Now, if we go into this thing, and this art is amazing art done by Servize, I think is how their name is pronounced, and it's amazing art done by her. I've seen some of her videos. They're very, very well done. They're animatics, I think it was, not really animations, but they're still very well done. And I'm happy about this console and PC release at the same time because I play on my Switch. I don't have a PC to play it on, don't have a computer, or at least a computer that can open zip files. So I play it on my Switch, and I'm actually really happy about the console coming out at the same time as the PC. So if we go into here, the guinea pig syndrome, it's pretty obvious what it is, and the testing the brand new function. This also just adorable art, and I'm pretty sure it's also done by Surise. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think I am, but not sure. And they said that they made it just for them to work on Deltarune, which is honestly impressive to get a whole game developer site thing to make a whole new function for you. But it would help a bunch of other people too, so I see why they did it. So, game change. Shay theorized that this was what the thing was that they were making for them, and of course, they were right. So, going through this function's brand new, and of course, we saw this earlier. They're testing the new game function and will be releasing stuff about it on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. It is Twitter. And they're not going to be showing it in the newsletters, which will take away some clutter from the newsletters and help there be stuff more about just the development and other news. Even Toby Fox is dissing Twitter. Yeah, that honestly makes sense. More art by Surise, I think. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. All of her art, I think, all of their art looks very nice. I like the style. It's nice and chibi. So, because they're going to release English and Japanese at the same time and console and PC at the same time, it will take a little longer than if they just released PC English at a time and then released the other things a little later. So yeah, more adorable art. Yeah, Legends of Localization. Now this we get to see some interesting things because it's the Japanese thing. We get to see some dialogue from Chapter 3. Yeah, rules card probably would make you stupider. And we also see some of Rules' lines, and looks like he's getting even more deranged. So we first see some of the system lines. So from my understanding, the system lines are stuff like when you check an enemy and when you just interact with an object. So it says, the weather girl who really makes it rain, like with water though. It says El Niña, the weather girl who really makes it rain, like with water though. And La Niña, it's a play on the two weather patterns that there are, El Niño and La Niña. So, and it says, being alone, water, ice. Now, what I think this is the text for the recruit page, because we see in the recruit page that the Darkeners have typings like Pokemon. I don't really think it has anything to do with anything, but it does say that this top one is from the recruits page. Now we see down here, instead of saying system, it says Rouse and rules. And it shows their text, and I think all of the weird characters are supposed to be for how the text plays out. So Ralsei says, Chris, get ready for another fight. And Rules says, Ha, quell your mouth, my dearest bimbito. I don't know what that is. I'm just reading the text. We're just heareth for this next. I'm pronouncing the E at the end of the Old English words since I think it's funny. Then we have a little Lancer line down here. Oh ho, oh ho! You want some treats of the trade? Then down here we have some text that was really hard for me to read since I was a passenger in a car when I was reading it. It's more system text, and it's definitely item checking in the armor menu thing. Ginger Guard, a steel bangled tempered by extreme flame. Its shape is humanoid in nature. Then we have Susie saying, Look, I punched through a guy. And Ralsei saying, a bigger one could make Chris. Both of those are said at the same time, like how they say the O as in sweet, like candy, or O as in sweet, like a hotel room. You know what I mean. Then we have one where you're checking an enemy, which is Shadow Guy. Attack 10, defense 11, I think it is. Battling's just a side gig. Playing on the stage is the dream. So yeah, I think that's all Chapter 3 text. Some of it could be finished Chapter 4 text, though. Definitely think the Shadow Guy is Chapter 3 text. Definitely think that El Niño and La Niña are Chapter 3 text. The one with Rules could be Chapter 3 text, I think. The Ginger Guard, we don't really know, because we don't know what the Dark World in Chapter 4 is, although there is a high chance of it being the church, and we don't really know where it doesn't really fit the TV theme, although I guess it could, maybe a baking show. Lancer could really be anywhere, I guess. It's probably in Lancer's little cookie shop in Ralsei's village kingdom thing. Don't know where the Ginger Guard would be found. More of Ceraise's amazing art for the bug hunting. Because they're releasing all the things at the same time, it will take a little longer. And then some extra stuff for releasing the game down here. Get it reviewed by rating boards. That's pretty standard for releasing a paid release, I'm pretty sure. Getting the soundtrack ready, have to do that. Toby's music is amazing. And making a trailer. We all remember the Undertale trailer, right? We all remember that. It's probably gonna be higher quality than that. It's gonna be higher quality than that, hopefully. Then putting it together, we have this. Testing new function soon. Probably happening right now as I speak. Complete untested Chapter 4 English PC version. Console ports, Japanese version, and other stuff. Bug testing, release. And that's it for this page, so let me go back. We see Undyne here trying to beat the heat of the summer. Thanking us for our patience. Deltarune brain rot has really gotten to a lot of people. There's been a lot of ones in the Rudy hospital room that have Alphys in it for some reason, and kind of play off the human, I remember you are genocides. That, yeah. And he's saying that with progress on Chapter 5, he's feeling confident that it will be smooth sailing after Chapter 3 and 4 come out, and that's good. And one more unrelated thing, Dead Mam's Chest. And it's another song collaborated with Camila, I think that is. And her characters, I'm guessing they're her, I think. Yeah. Oh, is a song reference for this. They sent me Megalovania. Yeah, that's how it is. Alright, it's time to set sail. Kind of playing off the smooth sailing. And hopefully we will get that newsletter in September. And we got this stamped and roasting over the fire. Now, I'll talk about my theories for the release date. We understand that it will still take a while for it to release because still have quite a bit to go in post-game development and game release. But hopefully, and this is really hoping here, hopefully the game will come out around Christmas time. Now, I have a few reasons for, hear me out, I have a few reasons for thinking this. It will take a while. Christmas time, or the holiday season, is a while away from now. About 5 months. 5 months still isn't that long, probably, but the reason I think it will come out around Christmas time is because marketing. Since this will be the paid release, it will need to be marketed, and there will be a trailer and stuff like that. It coming out around Christmas time is a very strategic move. If it comes out around Christmas time, children who are fans of the series will ask their parents to get it for them for Christmas. They'll ask for it for Christmas. And adults can just buy it whenever they want. Now, the kids asking for it for Christmas is important because we already know that it will be a little less than the average Nintendo game, which is about $60. So if it's about $50, the parents wouldn't just want to buy it for the kids because it's an just for casually playing it, it's an expensive game. Well, not really that expensive compared to other games, but just put it in perspective. You're a parent whose child wants to get this game that they really like. And it is, let's say, early January. Now the parent doesn't know it just came out, so the parent would be all like, why didn't you ask for it for Christmas and stuff? It's so expensive. You should have asked for it for Christmas. And the child would just be helpless in that situation unless they saved up enough money. But if it came out around Christmas, or at least the trailers came out around Christmas, it would be a very smart marketing decision, because then the kids would ask for it for Christmas. because it's chapter 3 and 4, it's a lot of content. For something about $50, it's a lot of content. So, yeah, that's honestly probably the move I'm going to go with, asking for Christmas. Because I'm still young enough to where that will work. And it coming out around Christmas, they'll also have more time to work on Chapter 5 by then, and it seems if Chapter 5 comes out a little over a year after Chapter 4, that kind of seems a little possible, because if it comes out a little over a year after Chapter 4, it'll be free, so they won't have to market it because the game's already released its paid release, and it's basically like a free DLC. And so then the kids can just download it, not have to ask their parents to buy it for them, which I think is the smartest move that the team developing could do. Smartest move that Toby could do. Now, it might seem a little far-fetched. 5 months, like I said, isn't that long of a time, but it would satisfy the fandom and would be a really good marketing decision. Now, I'm not going to do any predictions, but the only predictions I am doing is when it will come out. And based on what we have here, based on all this, I'd say if testing of this new feature in Game Maker goes smoothly and they're able to figure out how to use it very quickly, then, and while they're figuring out how to use it, everyone else is doing everything else, and then they bug hunt, and then they release some trailers, I'd say 5 months, or around 5 months, is very possible. Because testing the new function, as long as that goes smoothly and they work on completing the chapter 4 and doing some console ports and some translation things all at once, I'd say 5 months isn't too far-fetched. Now, it might be around 6 months and they're just getting the trailer out by 5 months. That would still be a smart marketing decision. As long as they get the trailer out sometime around the holiday season, it's a smart marketing decision. And that's probably where I'm going to leave it, because then if I go any longer, it'll feel like the ramblings of a madman. Anyways, bye guys.